Hey guys, before we get this video started, I just want to let you know that I'm going to be doing an $8 million Megalodon shark card giveaway to one lucky person for the launch of the Contract DLC update here in Grand Theft Auto Online. So all you have to do to enter is drop a like on this video and leave a comment. And that comment can be what you're most excited about from this update. Is it the cars? Is it getting to work with Dr. Dre? Is it the return of Franklin? Is it the agency? Just let me know in those comments down below, and I'm going to reach out to one lucky person a day or two before the update comes out, and one of you guys is going to be walking away $8 million richer and your wallet ready for all the new cars, content, and more in the Contract DLC. Now, in this video today, we're going to be talking about how much money you're going to need in this update, because it's looking like this update is going to be pretty big in terms of its size. So we're going to be going over my predictions on how much cash you're going to need in order to buy everything. Now, keep in mind that this is if you do want to buy everything, and also keep in mind that you won't need all this money up front. Rockstar is going to introduce these vehicles, or some of them, and possibly even other things that you can buy over time. And they'll do this through the drip feed. So some of it might come later in the month in December. A lot of the content will probably end up coming out in 2022. So the good news is you won't need it all at once. So let's start with the things we know we're going to have to buy, and that is the agency. So this is going to be our new property, and just based off of the images we've seen so far, I think it's going to work exactly like the executive offices. Now, there's a lot of upgrades that we know so far to the agency. We know that there's going to be an armory part of it, and it looks like the armory is going to be a big part, not just of where you would like upgrade guns and stuff like that, but it looks like that's where a certain business aspect of this DLC is going to take place. So I can imagine that upgrade will be pretty expensive. On top of that, we know that we can upgrade the tent, the wallpaper, the art, and we also know that there's going to be a 20-car garage add-on to the agency as well. Alongside, I'm sure, a handful of other upgrades that have not been talked about. So because of that, it looks like this is bound to be a pretty expensive property. I'm going to guess when it's all said and done, this is going to range anywhere from, let's call it $2 million to $5 million for the agency and all of its upgrades. Now, again, this video is if you want to buy everything and do things in the bougiest way possible. So there are ways in which you can slim it down just a little bit, but we're going to go kind of on the low end. I would argue around $2 million, and on the high end, closer to $5 million. Now, after that, let's talk about cars and vehicles. Rockstar have confirmed two so far, the Ennis Jubilee, and they've also confirmed the Debauchee Champion. Those are two vehicles we know, but there's also going to be a lot more, as we've seen in the trailer. We were able to identify about 6 to 8 total vehicles, and I think that's not even close to half of the cars that Rockstar are going to add in this update. So just taking a look at the last 5 DLCs. From the Diamond Casino and Resort, we had 22 cars. From the Diamond Casino Heist, we had 20 cars. From the Los Santos Summer Special, we got 15 vehicles. Cayo Perico Heist gave us 20 cars. And the Los Santos Tuners update gave us 17 vehicles. So if we take the average of that, with the most being 22, the lowest being 18, I'm just going to make it easy and call it 20. Because if you include the last 2 winter DLCs, they have been 20 each. So let's just call it 20 cars here. And let's just, on average, on the low end, buying them and customizing them, it's going to be anywhere from $1 million to $2 million. So I know that the vehicles might be more, some might be less, but by the time you average everything up, if it's on the low end of $1 million, you're going to need $20 million for all of them and its customization. If it's on the high end, you're going to need around $40 million to purchase them and to customize them. So I know that sounds like a lot, but again, keep in mind, not all of these will be released on day one. And because this is a holiday update, there's a good chance that there will be opportunities to obtain free vehicles like Rockstar give away around New Year's, Christmas, around that time. So you might be able to snag one of them as a free gift or something along those lines. So those are the cars and vehicles that I expect to be added and how much you're going to need. Now, Rockstar also says that there's going to be new weapons as well. We see that there are 2 of them. the compact EMP launcher, and the stun gun, but I would imagine that Rockstar might add one or two more. Now, these weapons aren't going to break the bank all that much, but depending on how fancy they are, they could be between $500,000 and $1 million when it's all said and done. So just allocate probably an extra $1 million for the weapons and whatnot. Again, because we know so little details, there's a chance maybe you unlock these for free or you unlock them as a part of doing the missions. But again, new weapons means you're going to have to spend more money. It also looks like there's a lot of new clothing as well. We've seen a lot on the NPCs. I wonder if that's going to translate over to our characters. So because Rockstar like to do multiple variations of a lot of the clothing options, I'm just going to say go ahead and save yourself around $1 million for all the clothing, because who knows, there might be a handful of jackets that are $25,000, $50,000 each, and if you really like them, you can see how that starts to add up very, very quickly. Now, after that, there's a lot of unknowns. We don't know if Rockstar is going to put a paywall to getting into the stuff with Dr. Dre and DJ Pooh, or even becoming a partner in Franklin Clinton's agency. I would imagine that paywall is probably just buying into the property, but you don't know what Rockstar is going to do because there seems to be multiple levels here. There seems to be dealing with Franklin and then dealing with the music side. Like, do you need a membership to the music studio that Capitol Records building? Rockstar could also add other features, like remember the time they gave us the ability to change our character's appearance, and that costs $100,000 every time you do so. So there are features like that, and there are parts of this update that we just don't know if Rockstar is going to make us pay for something like that. And there's also other miscellaneous things as well that you might need to add to the list. You could get new haircuts. You could get new tattoos. There could be new masks at the Vespucci movie mask store. So I would say that there's probably another miscellaneous category of, I would say, another $1 million just to have on tap in case, again, you love the masks or anything like that and you want to buy them or whatever the case might be. Now, luckily for us, there's a lot of parts of this update that don't look like they're going to cost you anything. The new radio station, the updates to existing radio stations, and there's also opportunities for you to earn your money back. That's going to be the best part of this as well, is that even though you're going to be spending a lot of money, it looks like this agency and Franklin and Clinton partnership thing looks like it could be very, very lucrative. So just because you're spending your money doesn't mean you're not going to be getting any of it back. And obviously, once the update arrives, we'll talk about how to most effectively make a lot of this money in GTA Online as part of the agency and whatnot. But let's quickly recap here. We've got for the agency $2 to $5 million. For the cars and all of its upgrades, we've got $20 to $40 million. For the new weapons, $500,000 to $1 million, $1 million for clothing, and then $1 million for miscellaneous stuff. Now, again, this is just an estimate, but on the low end, it looks like you're going to need around $24.5 million, again, to buy everything and do all of the upgrades. And on the high end, if you want to buy everything with all of its upgrades, do everything to the max, you're going to need about $48 million. Kind of rounded up. We'll call it on the low end, $25 million. On the high end, close to $50 million. So it looks like the majority of this stuff is going to be the agency, the new cars, because from what we've seen so far, it looks like this is going to be a pretty posh and pretty bougie, luxurious update. I mean, just looking at the agency itself, dealing with high-end celebrities. The two cars we've seen are the in-game equivalent of Rolls-Royce and Bentley and Aston Martin. So that kind of looks like the way we're going here is sort of the bougie, expensive route. So I would expect it's probably going to be a little bit pricier than we all think. So that's why I wanted to give you guys this heads up now to check your bank account, see how you're looking, and if you need to make some last-minute cash, which we'll talk about in another video, I would start saving up, getting yourself ready, whether you need to get a shark card or, again, maybe you get lucky. You're the winner of my shark card giveaway, which I will end up reaching out to that person. So definitely just enter that. It's been a minute since we've done a shark card giveaway, so I just want to kind of give back to you guys. But let me know what you think of the contract DLC, how much you think it's going to cost, and what part of the update do you think is going to be the most expensive. Let me know what you guys are thinking in those comments down below. I would love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the contract DLC videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.